solid performance. Thought we were just a little off in the first half. I mean, I thought we were more athletic, but I didn't think we tackled well at times in the first half. I thought offensively had some lapses and some mental things that we haven't had for a while, but overcame them, made plays. Some guys played really well, but not disappointed at all. But I don't think we played our best, but I give credit to Idaho's a very well-coached team. Did a nice job. All does a really good job. They got nice schemes in what they do, and they know how to do things. But again, it was a good outing. Ran the ball well, threw the ball well at times. Defense got going. Second half, I was really proud of our twos. I thought our twos played very well in the game. Executed well, moved the ball up and down the field. Thought Sean did a nice job in there managing the situation. Had a bad decision on the goal line, had another good one, but everything else I thought he did a nice job. Thought we could have protected a little better early in the game up front. Caused some issues, but then I think we got that worked out. But overall, good day. I thought Devontae ran really hard. Carlos Wild. I thought the backs really played hard and played well. See, Kenny finally got him a 100-yard game. That was good. So you can quit asking me that question. I was proud of him. He's playing well. Very happy for him on senior day to catch a couple balls like that, and Telvin to make the plays he did. And again, thankful for these seniors. These seniors, I'm sending them out the right way. And first undefeated home season we've had in a long time. I don't remember how many years it's been, but to be able to do that and them to be able to do it and go out this way, very proud for them. And like I say, we still got a bunch of ball left, but glad that they got a good send-off out of Doak and they played very well.
Coach, how's it been like seeing these 24 seniors throughout the season, not just grow as an athlete, but as an individual?
As people's that's it. I mean, you see, when they grew as people, then they grew as athletes. They never grew as athletes till they grew as people. And we always tell them, you got to put the child, if you want to be a man, you got to put the child away. You can't be a man and be a child. I mean, you got to put the kid in you away if you want to grow up and be a man. And I think these guys have have continually done that at a high rate, especially this last year and a half, when you just see them taking off, and I'm very proud of them and very happy for them.
You ever been on a team that scored 80?
Yes. When I was in college playing.
What was that against? Do you remember?
Sanford. Against Sanford. My first game was against them. We beat them 82-9.
Football?
Yeah, football. Yeah, I was a quarterback my first game.
Coach, how has McGuire improved throughout the season?
I've been very pleased with him. I thought he did a really nice job. And just game management, managing situations, getting us in and out of calls, the right checks, little things that sometimes y'all don't see from the stands, but very pleased the way he handled the game and then where he got the ball to and handled blitzes.
How did they finish it overall?
I thought he played well. I thought early, he had a couple reads. I thought he could have pulled the trigger a little quicker, but we got some protection issues there a couple times. And but I thought he played a solid game. He had 14-25, had a couple drop balls there. We had a couple drop balls on some big plays there that was disappointing. I threw a couple away, and then we had 4 touchdowns. I mean, I thought he played solidly. I thought he played very solidly.
How disruptive was Timmy on the interior? It seemed like he had too much.
Oh, Lord. I mean, it was just, he was like Tim. I mean, he was just changing the line of scrimmage and moving it back. I saw a tackle or two he made by knocking guys into guys. I mean, his physicality, man, he just really becoming a technician in there. When he does that with that athletic ability, he's hard to handle.
A lot of people whose quarterback was in the running for a Heisman would try to pad his stats. You don't seem to be.
It's not right for the game. People know he played well. I mean, 14-25, 220. He also had 4 touchdowns. I mean, he played exceptionally well, and he's on a great team. I mean, if we got to do that to keep, to me, stats aren't the key for awards. It's how you play, how well you play, how you dominate your opponent. I mean, and what you do. I mean, that's my opinion on it. So, people look at numbers, don't really know the player.
Did you take note of the ovation for James before the first snap?
They do that about every game. Every time you call his name, somebody's yelling very loud. So I kind of take it for granted.
Jimbo, you mentioned lapses in your opening statement. That have more to do, you think, with this being this deep in the season, or the opponent, or?
I think we just didn't. I saw it a little bit in pregame, a little bit. Just not focused like I thought we would be. And we haven't. I mean, and we were. I'm being picky now. I'm being really picky. I really am. But that's the elite standard we want to be held to. And I thought the second half we did. We were very sharp, in my opinion. And but then I think that was just looking up and trying to, I don't know what it was. Just didn't see that quite look. Then all of a sudden we got on them and they took off and it went on. We got good.
Coach, you got Florida coming up. They lost to Georgia Southern today. A lot of fans want Will Muschamp fired. What do you think about that?
Nah, Will's a heck of a football coach and a good guy, man. You have injuries and things that go on. You can't judge a person on one season. Will's a heck of a football coach. I mean, He's a great friend, but he's a heck of a football coach. I've coached with him. He does a great job at Florida, and I'll guarantee you this, he'll be ready to play when we get down there next week. I know that.
You're likely going in there as a huge favorite. What, help get the kids focused back real quick?
Oh, we'll get focused back to play Florida. You know that. We'll be ready and focused and locked in to play Florida because we know we'll get their A game, and it'll be a hostile, nasty environment. We'll have to play our A game down there. There's no doubt.
Is that a disadvantage? They're not bowl eligible now, so this is their bowl against you guys.
Well, I don't know if it's an advantage, disadvantage. Hey, I just want to. It's about us. We need to go play well. That's all we can control. And I say that's all we can control is how we prepare and how we play, and that's got to be our focus.
I mean, what did you say about this team that you feel like you didn't play your best game, but beat any team by 66 points?
Well, I don't say that out of disrespect. I don't mean that. I saw little things as a coach, just little concentration issues and little details of a route or little details of a block or little details of a read that that you as a coach when you're really on that game it's that quick. There was a little pause at time, but I mean that's ball. You can't hopefully we can overcome those and move through them.
Coach, in the first half, the defense looks like they were pretty much trying to hit instead of wrapping around.
I agree with you. We did not wrap. We did not hit on the rise and step on the toes and wrap up, which we had done all year. Now, later in the game, we got going on. We got after them about it, and we were trying to, I call thud tackle, hitting them hard, trying to knock them down. You got to wrap up when you tackle. Tackling's wrapping your arms.
Was it they were expecting to come in with the easy game?
No, I don't think that. I just think they use poor technique. I mean, sometimes you got to remember they're kids. They're still 18 to 22-year-old athletes. And you got to remind them every day you got to wrap and you got to tackle. Fundamentals.
You guys were in a couple of third and long situations and rarely convert. How good was it just after being in some lopsided games to get some third and longs?
It really was, and get them converted. And that's one of the things we did very well. I think we were 12 to 16 on the day, and getting back to that third down percentage was very critical.
I don't know that you saw it or not, but on their 66-yard pass play in the first quarter, Lamarcus comes on a blitz, doesn't get him, gets blocked, gets back up and runs the kid down 60 yards downfield.
That's remarkable. I mean, that don't surprise me one bit. I mean, that's just that guy. I mean, to me, that exemplifies who he is as a football player. To me, of all the things he does, I mean, it's just whatever it takes, whatever energy I got to put out, whatever I got to do for us to make a play. That's Lamarcus. That to me, that probably exemplifies who he is as much as anything.
You know how many touchdowns you threw for in that 82-9 game?
Me? 3 or 4 that. I mean, 3 or 4, 5 maybe. I don't know. No, I didn't know. No. Most I ever threw was 7 or 9, but one of them 2. But that wasn't in that game.
Jimbo, you talked about the seniors, but specifically Telvin had no big play the touchdown return.
It's amazing. I mean, that guy just. Well, I tell you what, he can run a little bit, can't he? He can. I mean, Telvin's just a playmaker. I mean, he's the guy at the park. You pick him first. You want him on your team. I always say that. Sometimes you judge players. Sometimes we judge them by size, speed. If you're at the park and the kids pick, you always know who they want on their team first. You know what I'm saying? Or you're at the playground or whatever it is. Telvin's the guy you pick first. Because whatever team he's on, something good's going to happen. You can bank on it.
He said this week that a lot of schools wanted him at safety, and one of the reasons he came here is because he got one.
We did. I offered him when he was young. I was one of the first ones to offer him, and people didn't realize how good he was. Even the young people up there, I don't think. And I just saw him, and even though he's light, he's it. But that guy, I don't care. When he's in that box, he makes plays. You know what I'm saying? To me, instincts at linebacker are so critical. Size matters, but being instinctive, and he's so instinctive, and that's what we saw. And I just thought he was a linebacker from the day I ever saw him.
Jimbo, another 4 interceptions today. I think that's 23 in the season.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow.
you guys have had, way more than last year.
Now that I think about it, there's some batted balls. I mean, and it seemed like a lot of different guys getting them.
Yeah.
I mean, today, who was it? Jacoby, Keelan, Telvin, and EJ. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that just shows you, again, recruit ball skills. Ball skills is critical when you recruit. You don't drop those balls. But Jeremy and those guys are doing a tremendous job.
2 more questions.
How confident are you in McGuire?
I like McGuire. I feel very confident. But the more and more he gets reps out there, the more and more comfortable I get with him. I mean, he knows what to do. It's a matter of going out there and letting himself know he knows what to do. And the more he's out there, you can just see him getting in the comfort zone. Even like the throw, he missed a high throw over there to Bobo on the side. But decision was right. Footwork was right. Mechanics was right. Just let it go a hair high. But, just ripping that ball and having to a couple curls in there in tight zones. Even the pick he threw, he still had confidence throwing it in there. You know what I mean? Threw it with authority, with confidence. I mean, that's critical. I think that's all part of him growing. Man, and the touchdown throw at the end baited the guy to him until he got him and dumped it off. Just keeps getting better.
Coach, you guys have had a great season so far. And, you know, coming into it, did you think you would have so much success, especially with so many young guys?
You know, I said in the beginning, and I said this off camp, I like this team. There was a aura about this team when you were around in spring ball and summer and fall camp that the guys were so tight-knit, and they played for each other. They were selfless, and and he allowed you to coach them. You know what I mean? When you got on them and you pushed them and you challenged them, they kept taking those things. And I don't know to say I don't know if we'd be undefeated at this point, but I felt very good about this team going in, just being around them so much. I did.